Afternoon, Adam. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Matt. Yeah, all good, thanks. Yeah, happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. So we've got an exciting pub today, haven't we? So Monday, 16th of March, and there has been a shed load of HubSpot updates and some nice ones coming in the future that we've obviously got some advanced notice of in the in development tab, which is quite exciting. So bringing those up on screen, we're going to start with the sales workspace, which I'm just bringing up. You should see it there. So this is all changing. What's happening?
Yeah, so big fan of the sales workspace and a big fan of what's in development, not yet an update, but it's the fact that the prospect and deal tabs or leads and deal tabs are actually going to change to be the native index view that everyone is used to within those individual areas. So rather than kind of having that different type of view, which is pretty much same but different, it's now going to be exactly the same, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, that is really quite handy, isn't it? Because otherwise you're just training your reps or on two different versions.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the only thing that I will probably miss from the old view is those like preset views down the left that you wouldn't have to create yourself. That were quite handy. So whether they will transition into this new kind of old way, we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I do like them ones as well. It's just nice to get you started, isn't it? But if you've got some some saved ones in here, then yeah, that'd be really good. It just doesn't make sense to have two different versions of everything. So as you can see, the navigation becomes summary, companies, leads, deals, task, schedule, dashboard, everything a salesperson needs. And then from this bit at the front here, you can see obviously you can drag some bits around, but then it's just a bit cleaner looking by the looks of things, which is a lot nicer. They're doing a thing about task queues. Tasks will use CRM task queues instead of custom workspace queues. It just makes sense, right? It's just going to be the same thing across no matter which view you're going to be in, which is a real win.
Absolutely.
Nice. So let's have a look at some other things that are changing. And this one here is changed the order as they've all been released today. But this one here, excuse me, this one here I thought was really exciting. So screen capture button in the chat widget. So if you're using the chat or customer age and that type of stuff on your website, you often have to ask, oh, can you share a screenshot of that? Now that's going to be built in, as you can see.
Yeah, a nice quick win for people that struggle with like the snipping tool, or but just to save that extra click of then having to copy it. Sometimes it opens up, or to be able to natively do it from in the chat, it's a lot better user experience.
Yeah, exactly. So you'll be able to see just the standard kind of Google Chrome interface that pops up. Do you want to share a window? Do you want to share the whole screen? What do you want to share? And then it will just take a snip from there. And a really nice win for sales and support teams really. Maybe sales teams might use it, but mainly for those support teams using HubSpot. So this next one, Adam, is one that you wanted to talk about. Is property history and association history improvements. So two big ones.
Yeah, so you can now, it will open up the property history on the right-hand side. So kind of keep the where you are, which I like that happened a while back for property to view all properties. So that's now going to be the case for property history. And the other update on this is that you can now track the history change of association labels as well, which you couldn't previously do.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let me just navigate to the other one. So this one here.
Yeah. So yeah, we can now see when association labels were added and removed.
Yeah, that looks really quite nice, doesn't it? So see if you get the object ID, get the source, who it was, what happened. Yeah, really quite a nice change. Next one is a customized workflow name. So I saw this one and I was like, this is brilliant because we've got a client that was just about to go live with some interesting stuff on here. So what this is in HubSpot now, you can do like a CRM card on the right-hand side that just allows like a one-click manual enroll in a workflow. So what this is beforehand, the name of the workflow was in the button, and we like to name our workflows in a certain way, but it doesn't make sense for the end user to see that. And yeah, look at that, just update status, enrich contact, do whatever you want to do. And you can see here, it's just, you pick your workflow, then you change the label of the button. Easy win, but a real game changer to use that term. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. Makes it a lot easier for the user to know what it is they're clicking, because like you say, a lot of people like to name their workflows a certain structure. So yeah, to be able to rename it something that is obvious for the user is obviously a good win.
Yeah, completely agree. So new one is a formula options in the customer report book, which I've never seen, CRB, and I saw another one. It was like SORB for Single Object Report Builder. I thought HubSpot acronyms are getting out of hand, but yeah, the Custom Report Builder, the CRB. This is quite a nice change. It's using the familiar lead scoring style interface, right?
Okay, yeah. I hadn't seen this one, so no, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess it's just a bit easier to build it. I mean, it's not adding functionality, right? It's just
you're absolutely right. It's making it easier for people who struggle with building out the conditional logic in a formula now get to do it visually. So it's just a really nice piece of user interface for kind of people who are a bit newer to the custom report builder and creating formulas, and they can actually build stuff much easier. It's going to put me out of a job, I reckon. But yeah, that's a really nice improvement, and I think just in general, just looks super good. And then the other one on here is that it also gives you I don't think I've got a screen grab of it maybe, but it gives you a summary value. So beforehand, when you had like a formula field, it didn't give you a summary measure, but now it actually gives you, so here you go, you can create an aggregation on a measure simply through the guided interface, whereas beforehand you couldn't really do that, and this is now much easier to do. So yeah, that's a bit of a winner. Cool. So next one is one that everyone's been hyping on about, is meetings in workflows. So, I mean, the possibilities of this are endless, but do you want to just walk through, Adam, like how, maybe the potentials that you can do with this?
Yeah. Like it says on the tin, you can now do things off the back of a meeting within a workflow. So I guess you could do something as simple as, if the meeting is ended, mark the meeting as complete.
Easy as that.
But yeah, I'm sure there's probably much more exciting things you can do off the back of it.
On the spot, I think that's a fair one. The one that HubSpot gives us is, if a record has been created and there's a group here, they haven't given the details of it, I don't think, but it then call and meeting type is any of discovery or demo, then create a deal.
Okay, yeah,
it's quite interesting. I think maybe some other logic in that would be good to be check if there's a deal there already, might be a good start. But it is that is a particularly nice workflow to save the sales rep from having to create something, or maybe you could trigger a smart property to update the latest activity summary, that type of stuff. That is all good use cases of the meetings workflow.
Yeah, or I guess like if a meeting's been marked as complete and the meeting type is X and there's been no next activity in a certain period, then maybe they get opted into a sequence to try and re-engage or something. There's probably a lot of, there definitely is a lot of and possibilities are endless.
Yeah, they really are. Moving out of our generation potentially, we're going to TikTok in HubSpot, so ads and also social.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't know if I don't have TikTok, but obviously I know it's super popular, so it makes sense. I actually thought this was going to come at inbound because TikTok had such a big presence at inbound. They had a huge stand, and I did wonder, I wonder if one of the big announcements is going to be like the TikTok integration, just how you can post to all other socials from there. But it's finally here, and much needed. So good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just a massive win, right? So that all of those what's the generation of Gen Z, X, something like that, Alpha, whatever, can post their TikToks, and if your business is on TikTok, you can now do it via HubSpot, which is pretty cool. Maybe we need to get with the times, Adam, potentially. An unmatched TikTok probably be the most boring thing on earth, but maybe we can make it exciting. Who knows? Talking about maybe more exciting things, at least for us, is permission sets. Moving back into our safe space.
Comfort zone,
yeah. So here we go. So my window here is lagging a bit, but apologies. But permission sets and seats are now decoupled, which is a really, really nice update, isn't it? So you know the issues with permission sets better than I do, Adam. What's the kind of the real news on this?
Yeah, so previously you would have a permission set, and then if you tried to assign somebody to that permission set and that permission set had something to do with a seat, it would say you need a seat for this permission set. So then you would end up with like permission set 1A, permission set 1B, and then B was no seat and 1 was with a seat. Now that's all gone out the window. You can just have one permission set. If they have a seat, great, they get access to the stuff you get with the seat. If they don't have a seat, they don't get access to that stuff. So it's a lot cleaner.
Yeah, okay, nice. And that's why they've got this partial access bit, which I think is a nice user interface there, to show they have access to the same thing, but this one has less access because it hasn't got a seat.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Really like that. Next one is marketing emails, update to marketing emails, which is good, especially if you're exporting marketing emails to different places. So there's obviously the throttle one as well, which we can go into potentially. But this one is one we were going to talk about. Export marketing emails to PDF and HTML.
Yeah, just a small quick win when you're building marketing emails. If you wanted to share that with somebody that wasn't a HubSpot user previously, say you email it to yourself and forwarded it on, it kind of loses its look and feel. Whereas now, yeah, you can just quickly download it. Oh, you can even, looks like you can send to in there. I'm assuming that, so you can just type in an email address rather than a user, because otherwise that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought that was a good win.
Yeah, that's really nice, especially exporting to HTML, because a lot of like email clients are really cagey, aren't they, about exporting to HTML? So, what if the client, what if they're leaving us or importing into another platform? HubSpot's obviously secure enough to not care about that. They just know that sometimes you need it in HTML, and there you go. You can take it or leave it. Good stuff. I like that one. So now into the Breeze Assistant, Adam. So we're talking about prompt sharing, aren't we? So word of the week, as it were. So prompt sharing in Breeze Assistant. So users can now share prompts with their entire portal, making it easy for teams to collaborate and reuse effective prompts. So we all know what prompting in AI is like. It can be hit and miss, can't it, sometimes? So if you've got a particular user in your team that's doing some really good prompting and getting you really good results, you can now share the prompt. When you create or edit a prompt, look for the shared button and then share it with your team if you want to be a selfless, nice human being.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the Breeze Assistant is getting, well, it feels like it's getting better each day. So it's a great update to see that you can kind of, you just share it within HubSpot rather than having to go into a Teams channel and go, oh, this is good, and then it gets lost. So to be able to have it all in one place. The one thing I was looking for, and I don't know if it exists, is like foldering. Just I'm thinking like as more and more prompts get shared, it could still end up getting lost in that channel. So I'll have to take a further look to see if you can kind of put them in a folder and keep them nice and tidy.
Yeah, exactly. I like the idea of this prompt library, but if you had like ones that were like sales or marketing or that type of stuff, generation of content or something, it'd be really nice. Back to meetings, talking about confirmation emails, email meetings thread going on here. So this one is quite exciting because I think we've all been frustrated with the default confirmation emails, haven't we?
Yeah, another small but impactful update. And it sounds simple and it almost seems crazy it wasn't a thing in the first place. But when somebody books a meeting with you automatically, previously it would just send a auto-generated, like, thank you, this is the meeting details. Now you can edit it and customize it to say whatever you want it to say.
Yeah, much nicer, isn't it? Customize the subject line, bring in some personalization tokens. It only brings in personalization tokens that are included in the meeting. I've noticed obviously you can't bring in any personalization token, so it's a bit of a limit compared to normal marketing email. But I can see why they'd do that. It looks really, really good. You also get these different ones like the host, which is never usually a property that you can use. Meeting locations, meeting times and dates as well. So really slick update. It goes without saying, and there's been a shed load of updates, hasn't there, the last few months. We spot them all the time. I mean, it's the 16th of March right now, and there's 9 today. HubSpot on a bit of a mission, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the spring spotlight is coming.
Yeah, exactly. And they what they do with that is they bundle up the content, don't they, of all the stuff they've released over the last 2 or 3 months, and then on top of that, they then go, and here's something awesome, bosh. And I think this year, Spotlight, we don't know, by the way. There's no kind of NDAs or anything being broken here, but my bet is it's on AEO, AEO, GEO, that type of stuff. Search strategy. We're testing a private beta right now at Unmatched for that. It's really, really good. I hope they announce it on the Spring Spotlight and make it available for everyone because I'm very much enjoying it. So, any thoughts on yourself on what Spring Spotlight's coming to this year?
I reckon you've covered the big one. That would be the AEO tool because, like you say, that does look really good. I'm a big fan of the sales workspace now. That's come on so well in the last couple of years, and those kind of bits in development there. So whether there's anything else they pull out of the hat on sales workspace, we'll wait and see. But no, I had a client the other day say, it's amazing how HubSpot do bring out all these updates because you're paying for it at a point in time and you're paying for what it is, and then they bring out all these updates constantly and you're benefiting from them immediately without having to wait for like a yearly upgrade or something. So
yeah, you don't have to pay, upgrade to nice shiny blue cloud version 10.35259 or whatever.
yeah,
And
precisely.
yeah, pay a big premium as a benefit of that or whatever, and you just get it and crack on, don't you? So goes without saying that obviously working with a good HubSpot partner, is beneficial for that, because how else can you digest over 1,000 updates a year? Your HubSpot subscriptions go into waste, isn't it, really, if you're not making the most of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like the speed of the updates. It obviously is easy to not fall behind, but yeah, certainly miss out on some things that could massively boost your sales team's efficiency or your marketing team's AEO strategy or whatever it might be. So yeah, really important to keep on top of.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure we'll be back for a pub later in the week, Adam, or next week, but have a good rest of the week.
Yeah, you too, Matt. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.